Hi, this is Carolyn from Bombolone Biscotti, and I am going to make one of my favorite pasta dishes. I substitute taught a lot this week. I'm tired. It's Friday, and I am making my version of Martha Stewart's one-pan pasta. She does it a little differently. I'll make sure her recipe is there, and then I'll show you my variation. And again, what I'm doing, remember in another video, if you've seen it yet, I'm going to discuss ingredients versus mise en place. Ingredients. This is one of my favorite pastas. It's called Rustichella d'Abruzzo, this brand from Italy. This is a linguini. It's a thin linguini. That's what I'm using. Martha happens to call for linguini. I had that or a tubular pasta, which I did not want to use. So the linguini. I use chicken stock. She uses water or stock. I like to use chicken stock for more flavor. It's a one-pot dish. You don't have to boil the pasta separately. These are cherry tomatoes from my garden. Going to use them. Fresh basil from my garden. Garlic from my garden. And this is Parmigiano Reggiano, not from my garden. But invest in a really good Parmigiano. I got mine at Whole Foods. You know this is an authentic Parmigiano because of the rind, and it's just delicious. I even break pieces off and just eat it like that. It is so good. So once again, folks, these are the ingredients. I will come back to you with the mise en place and then start the dish. Hey everybody, I'm back, and I am in the process of getting my mise en place together. Here are the tomatoes that I told you about. I wanted to show you. This is my mise en place. This is ready to go right in the pot. I measured out my spaghetti, or my linguini actually, on a kitchen scale. The kitchen scale I have happens to be a Taylor. Get any kitchen scale. They're not that expensive. I think mine goes up to 11 or 15 pounds, and it goes grams or pounds. It's critical if you measure your ingredients. I needed 12 ounces. That package was 17 and a half ounces. So I measured out the 12 ounces of pasta. I also have back here, because I'm going to show you how to chop the garlic, the 4.5 cups of chicken stock. I didn't want to keep it on the counter here because I'll be banging and it could slosh around. I also left the cheese whole because we'll be grating that at the end. But I want to show you, this is the garlic. It's in the peels. I separated the cloves. Okay, the easiest way I have found to peel a garlic clove, and Julia Child did this, Ina Garten does it, a lot of people do it, I'm sure you've seen it, is you place the flat side of the blade of your chef's knife down on top of the garlic. And a call out to Eva Yorman, my friend. This is the chef knife that we bought at Bridge Kitchenware in New York City, Eva. I don't even know when, probably 1985, 84, around there before they closed. But still use it every day. So you hit the garlic clove, you place it flat side down, and you hit it. You don't wind up and smash it. You hit it so that the paper loosens on it and you can peel it easily. And I'm going to show you how to cut it. There are many different ways of doing garlic. Italians from Italy leave garlic reasonably whole, and then they pick it out before they serve it. Americans eat a lot more garlic than Italians in Italy, to be honest with you. My family is Italian, and my mother used to do the picking out thing. She would pick it out whenever she could. Certain dishes she wouldn't, but most dishes she did. Martha Stewart in this recipe says to slice, and I would imagine thinly slice the garlic. I am not going to do that. I'm going to chop it up finely. I don't mind eating garlic in my food. I love the flavor of it, and I think it's a personal preference. You do what you want. You could thinly slice it. You could coarsely slice it. You could do whatever you would like with it. I treat garlic like I do an onion. It is an alum from the alum family. And I take the garlic clove like this. I lay it on the board. I'm trying to get it in the camera. And this is the root end. I slice, try to get my fingers out of the way, almost all the way to the root. Then I slice down across, and then I chop it. Coarsely chop, or finely chop it in this case, the garlic. Okay, and then I take that little root end and I put it on the side. And then I will continue to chop this up. I will do one more so you don't have to watch me do all of this. You'll get the idea, and then we will move forward. Again, I'm going to take another clove. I'm going to slice it across almost to the total root end. Then I do 1 or 2 cuts down, and then I chop it. And then that gets it pretty fine. So that's finely chopped garlic, and I'm happy with that in my dish. I'm not upset with it. This is the way it looks. Oops, let me get that root guy out of here. That's the way it looks, and I'm good with that. So I will be back. We will get this put together. Okay, I want to show you the kitchen scale I was talking about. This is mine. It's from Taylor. You can set it to 0. I put a bowl on it, reset it, and measure flour. If I'm measuring flour, whatever I'm doing, liquids, anything that goes by weight. You can do with liquids by weight too, by the way. But this is mine, my Taylor. It's thin. It was not very expensive. So I wanted to show you that. Now what I'm going to show you is I'm starting to assemble the dish to cook. This is my pan. This pan brings back fond memories. I carried it on my back, literally from Paris in 1989. Here is the linguini that I have in there, the 12 ounces of linguini. And to that, I am going to add my garlic. Get all of those guys on, all of that goodness. My tomatoes. Dump those babies right in there. And this is my 4.5 cups of stock. The organic Kirtland stock. I use this as the base of when I make bone broth. The organic Kirtland, I will show you the box. This one, the organic chicken stock from Kirtland. This is the Kirtland stock that I use. It's organic. It's very low sodium, no sodium actually, I think. And it's got very clean ingredients in it. I use this as the basis when I make my bone broth, my chicken soup, my gravies, everything. This is what I use in my stock. So there you have that. I am going to now take this pot that has the tomatoes, the garlic, and the pasta, and I'm going to put it on the stove. You cook this, you bring it to a boil, you stir it, and you cook it until the pasta is done, which is about 10 minutes. Read on the package. I think mine says 11. We'll see how it goes. It will not be dry. It will not be soupy. The sauce will be created by the tomatoes breaking and the stock cooking. Martha Stewart calls for onions. We don't like the onions in it, so I don't do the onions. She also adds hot chili flakes, which I love, but I can't eat them right now. I have heartburn, so I'm not putting them in today. I don't want any more heartburn. So anyway, we'll cook this, put it on the stove, I'll set it up, and then come back and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, we'll be back when it's done. The pot has started to boil. The stock is cooking the pasta and the tomatoes are floating. They will be breaking soon. Make sure you stir it periodically so that the pasta does not stick to the bottom. And one thing I forgot to mention, you have to add 2 teaspoons of salt, particularly if you're using water or like I did, an unsalted stock, because this is the only time you're going to get to season the pasta. So you want your water to be, or your cooking liquid to be as flavorful as possible. Again, 2 teaspoons of salt. That'll be included in the recipe. Yes, I changed my shirt. I'm back. I changed my shirt. This one says, I like pasta and 3 other people. That sums it up. This shirt is from Saucetown. Love those folks. One thing I wanted to mention to you in another video I did, and even, I mean, every cooking video I'm going to do, I'm going to reinforce this to you. Taste every one of your ingredients, or taste it as you're adding stuff. My basil bolted, which means it's the end of the season. It's like old, a lot of it. These florets, if you will, of basil did not bolt, but I'm not crazy about the flavor of it. So I did not put it in my dish, and I will garnish with it, but I am not going to eat it. I have a whole bunch of parsley in my garden that's gorgeous. And before I lose that, I love fresh parsley on my pasta. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I grew up, this is what my family does. You can argue with me all you want. I'm not going to fight you. You do what you want. We never used the stems. It was one of the jobs I hated, that and grating the mozzarella cheese. Where I hated picking the leaves, and this is what I do now. I pick the leaves. So we don't use the stems. I will put the stems, if I'm putting parsley in something and I'm making a sauce or a stock, I'll throw the stems in and then fish them out later. But for eating food with fresh parsley on it, I will not chop up the stems. Right or wrong, I just don't. You do what you want. The other thing I want to reinforce is recipes are guides. If you don't like an ingredient, leave it out. Put something else you like. For example, we don't like the onion in this dish that Martha Stewart puts in. I'm sure it's delicious with the onion in for those of people that like it, but I always make a recipe the way it's called for first, and then I change it as I like it. And in this particular case, I leave the onion out. As I mentioned earlier, when I showed you the stock and all the ingredients going in the pot, I forgot to mention that you need to add salt. It's the only time you're going to be able to season your pasta, is when it's cooking, when it's boiling. Oh, there's Miss Alexa. Alexa, please stop the timer. Okay, this is nowhere near done. So I'm going to allow that to continue to cook until it's done. Now, how do you cook pasta? Till what? You hear terminology thrown around, and people will say al dente, and it is al dente. It is not al dente. It's al dente. Do you know what a dent, tooth, to the tooth, that means? What that means is it's got a little bit of a bite. It's not mush in your bowl. It's got a little bit of body to it. Some people cook it really hard. I don't. I like it, but it just has to have the right amount of chew to it. And right now it is way undercooked. So I'm not going to do that. I had the timer set for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. It's going to go very quickly now. So I will keep an eye on it. And when it is ready, I will show you. But I'm going to continue to pick this parsley, and I'm going to chop it up. And in fact, I should show you how I'm going to do that, and then I'll continue to pick the parsley, so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this forever and a day. So what I do is I take the parsley leaves on the board, I get them gathered up, and I try to roll them up tightly in a little bit of a ball. This kind of makes chopping them a lot easier. And let your knife do the work for you. I'm going to start it here, and make sure your fingers are out of the way, because it's very easy to cut them. So the first run through, it looks like that. Then I take my knife and I run it through it this way. It's important to have very, very sharp knives. People are afraid of sharp knives. But I will tell you, dull knives are a lot more dangerous than sharp ones. So sharpen your knives or have them professionally sharpened, and make sure you maintain them well. I might be able to do a video on that for you too. But this is how the parsley is. It's nice and fine. It's tiny, no stems, just the leaves. So this is what I'm going to put as a garnish on my dish. Okay, the way to tell if the pasta is done, you have to taste it. That's my battle cry in this whole video. You have to taste as you go. So what I'm going to do is take a strand of the linguini. Okay, I'm going to place it in my spoon rest that I have right here. And there's no other way to do this. Clean hands are the best tool a cook can have. It's perfect, and it's perfectly cooked. So I'm going to turn it off, and I am going to plate it, and you'll be able to see. The sauce is beautiful in here. In fact, let me show you. This is what it looks like after it's cooked. It's gorgeous. It's not dry. There's a beautiful amount of sauce in there in the pan. And the beautiful part of this is the starch from the pasta makes it creamy. It makes it slightly thickened and just gorgeous. And here are those tomatoes. So we are going to plate some of this up. Okay, I've grabbed a pasta bowl that I'm going to put my pasta in. I'm going to take some pasta and I'm going to place it in the bowl. Get some of those tomatoes. I want those tomatoes. They were so good right off the vine. It's beautiful. Okay, so I've got my pasta in my bowl. I am going to show you. I'm going to sprinkle some parsley, fresh parsley, and I'm going to grate some Parmigiano Reggiano. Like I said, it's genuine Parmigiano Reggiano. Please don't use the stuff in the box. It's not, I don't even know if it's food. But here we go. I'm grating the cheese. It's absolutely delicious. I know you're like, have some pasta with your cheese, Carolyn. And then the other thing I do, and this is a gorgeous olive oil that I got in Costco. It's extra virgin olive oil, and what is it? Terra de Lisa, first cold press. It's absolutely delicious. So I'm using this, just a little drizzle on top. And if this was a giant serving bowl, I would put garnish of a part of a basil on it, and it looks like that. So let's give this a taste. Take my garnish out. Now, that's the other thing I want to try to show you here. Most Italians do not use a spoon to twirl their pasta. In fact, in Italy, they get pretty aggressive about it, or at least that was my experience. So what you do is you twirl against the side of the plate. You take maybe 3 or 4 strands. In fact, I think I caught more than 3 or 4 in this twirl, but I'm going to show you. You wrap it around your fork. And you try to get it in your mouth. That is delicious. It is so flavorful. And the tomatoes, oh my gosh. Just a beautiful, beautiful bite. I'm going to try to get one with the pasta and the tomato. Oh, here we go. Mm. Folks, you have to make this. It is so good. Everything is also in one pan, easy cleanup, and it's delicious. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit a like. Please follow me. I am Carolyn from Bombolone Biscotti, and I am a delight. Thank you.